Ah, wie schön.
Wir beide mit Fallschirm, gell? Und Schleudersitz.
Aber wirklich, das ist unglaublich. Ich sag dir, das war gestern eine Erfahrung. Oh, das war so schrecklich.
Was hast du gestern gemacht?
Weißt du, die Vitschel habe ich Zoom gemacht. Das sollte ich machen. Und jetzt war das Problem, ich war echt vorbereitet. Heute bin ich schlechter vorbereitet, weil der Sascha mir nicht erzählt hat, wie das geht mit dem Leute freischalten. Aber ich werde es schon irgendwie hinkriegen.
Also
Jeden
normalerweise
Fall
siehst du
kamen
immer.
die Helen und die Efred kamen nicht.
Ja,
Es war 5 vor 8, es war kurz vor 8, um 8 geht's los. Dann schreibe ich irgendwann, bitte kommt jetzt online und Fragezeichen, Fragezeichen. Dann hatten die vergessen, die Links zu verschicken fürs Nations Lab, fürs die Chill. Also
zu verschicken.
die hatten die Links offensichtlich, wir haben keinen Link, kam zurück von der Helen und der Eva. Dann kamen die im Grunde um 8 Uhr rein. Ich war komplett überfordert, weißt. Ich meine, die haben es ja dann trotzdem gemacht. Die Vigil hat stattgefunden, das Wichtigste. Aber es war für mich eine nervenaufreibende Geschichte.
Arme Annette,
Ja,
ich kann es dir so nachfühlen. Und ich habe so
also.
eine schlechte Verbindung hier. Ich höre alles abgehackt.
Oh, das ist aber schade.
Ja, ich
Hm.
weiß nicht, wie du mich jetzt hörst. Kannst du mich gut
Ich höre
hören?
dich sehr, sehr gut. Ich höre
Dann
dich
hoffe
sehr,
ich, es
sehr gut.
bleibt so. Vielleicht ist es nur beim Reinkommen. Ich habe keine Ahnung. Also wenn du mich jetzt
Ja.
hörst, fasse ich wieder Mut, weil ich bin
Wo
jetzt auch
sitzt du denn? Wo sitzt du
in
denn?
der Meditation. Ich sitze hier, ist der Router. Ich bin schon extra hier runtergewandert mit allem, damit ich so nah wie möglich an der Sendestation bin. Aber es ist in den letzten Tagen egal. Es ist, wie es ist.
Okay, okay. Also im Moment höre ich dich gut. Am Ende komme ich dann mit dieser Wrap-up-Meditation. Das kündigst du an und dann braucht man danach auch nicht noch irgendwie Tschüss sagen oder so.
Also die Frage ist, wer macht denn eigentlich das Sharing? Das haben wir nicht festgelegt. Ich bin darauf, also ich kann das überhaupt nicht.
Weil das sollte, die Uta macht die Meditation, oder?
So
Dann
hatte ich
macht
es
sie auch,
verstanden,
dann macht sie auch das Sharing. Dann macht sie auch das
das
Sharing.
Sharing. Weil dann würde sie dich ankündigen. Ansonsten habe ich das, glaube ich, beim letzten Mal habe ich dann einfach gesprochen, nachdem die letzte Ansage
Ja.
gemacht war.
Ich würde dann einfach sagen, and now each in our own time, we open our eyes again in gratitude oder irgend sowas am Ende, weil du gesagt hast, ein Satz noch. Irgendwie, also
Ach
zum Abschluss.
so,
Du hast, ja.
ja, ich habe zum Beispiel auch einmal das Om gemacht, einfach am Ende.
Mhm. Noch ein Om machen. Das könnte ich machen. Genau, also man hört dich doch ab und zu mal abgehackt. Ah, da kann man gar
Ich,
nichts
ich werde
machen.
lang, ich werde langsam sprechen, dann überschlägt sich's vielleicht nicht so, wenn es hinterher
Ah,
gestolpert kommt, aber ich kann nichts mehr machen. Ich habe gestern schon bei der Telefongesellschaft beantragt, mehr, weiß nicht, wie das heißt, Dings zu kriegen, aber
Daten. Mhm.
es
Oder
ist die
bestimmt.
letzten Tage besonders schlecht. Ich weiß nicht, was es ist.
Und sowas wie ein WLAN-Kabel hast du nicht, weißt, wenn du dich mit dem Kabel anschließt, ist vielleicht alles besser.
Es kommt alles über das gleiche WLAN. Es
Aha,
kommt immer
okay.
über den gleichen. Wir haben eine Funkleitung und es kommt da raus. Ich habe hier kein Kabel. Ich habe nur da oben in der kalten Gästewohnung ein Kabel. Da erfriere
Ah,
ich.
okay. Ja. Also jetzt ist wieder ganz gut gerade. Pass mal auf, ich muss
Ja,
mal das Sharing starten
ja.
zum Probieren. Freigeben. Nee, das wollte ich ja nicht. Nochmal Freigabe stoppen. Nochmal kurz dazu machen.
Du bist eine Heldin.
Oh, aber wirklich, also sowas, also ich bin echt und so unvorbereitet, weißt du, irgendwie. Also so würde
Ei,
ich das machen und dann würde ich machen, wo ist jetzt, wie kann ich das Bildschirmpräsentation, so müssten wir das starten dann. So,
ja, so ist es super.
und dann, das wäre dann das zweite.
Ja,
Okay,
das bleibt
jetzt
dann auch
vielleicht,
eigentlich, oder?
das bleibt dann die ganze Zeit, nur am Ende vielleicht noch mal kurz dann das andere. Jetzt mache ich mal Freigabe stoppen wieder, da muss ich das wieder schließen da hinten.
Gott sei Dank sind wir ja dann eh nicht zu sehen.
Ja, das stimmt. Muss ich noch mal gucken, wo ich das habe. Okay.
Poverina.
Ja, das kriegen wir schon hin, gell? Aber es ist wirklich, also ich habe da ja gesagt, eigentlich nur für die Vigil, dass das Nations Lab auch noch ist, gell? Das kam dann so noch dazu geschwind. Ich meine, ich verstehe es ja, dass
Ja,
Sascha ist in Japan, weißt. Aber ich bin da einfach,
ja,
also mit
aber dass
meinem
die dann
Zoom
auch,
kenne ich mich aus, aber nicht mit dem.
Mhm. Dass die dann auch alle zwei so zack, bumm, plötzlich weg sind, ist ja auch nicht so ganz nett.
Ja, also die Daniela hat mir es schon noch gezeigt, aber dann ging manches auch nicht. Ich bin gar nicht in Zoom reingekommen, weil das
Mhm.
Sascha mich freigeben musste. Dann war immer keine, also war ein bisschen holprig. Aber was, mein Gott, ich bemühe mich und so ist es. Ich
Genau.
hoffe halt, das mit dem Sharing Club, das ist mir das Wichtigste. Wenn ich jetzt zum Beispiel da drauf gehe, was habe ich da? Co-Host umbenennen, fixieren, Video beenden. Und dann muss ich halt anfordern, freischalten, weil ich glaube, die Leute sind alle stumm geschalten, wenn die reinkommen, weißt. Und wie ich die dann alle reinlasse, muss man auch sehen. Ich kriege das hin,
Ja,
ja.
du kriegst
Und
es
wir
hin.
werden ein wundervolles Meeting haben, so nah am Vollmond heute.
Du bist ein Technikgenie schon immer gewesen,
Ja,
im
ja.
Gegensatz zu mir. Du kriegst es hin.
Und du wirst ein wundervolles Intro sprechen mit voll gutem Ton, ohne Unterbrechung. Jetzt ist es gerade wieder richtig gut, Sabine.
Also ich spreche einfach langsam und ansonsten lese ich das natürlich ab. Ich kann diesen Text nicht. Da steht immer wieder, Ihre Internetverbindung ist instabil. Also furchtbar. Ja, es ist
Hm,
so, wie es ist. Genau. Das ist eben der Preis, wenn man nicht zusammen in einem Raum sitzt.
ja, danke. Es war schön, dass du noch bei der Vollmondmeditation so dabei warst.
Ja,
Das hat mich sehr
ich
gefreut.
dachte, das tut uns vielleicht gut, wenn wir da zusammen sind.
Das war klasse. Vielen Dank. Ja,
Na, du, dank dir. Du bist ja eh eine Heldin. Von einem zum anderen und immer überall federführend. Meine Güte.
ja, ja. Da bist du viel. Du bist ja so fleißig. Da hat sie ja recht, die Uta. Du machst so viel, Sabine. Also ich bin da.
Momentan mache ich ein bisschen zu viel. Ich habe schon gesagt, nächstes Jahr mache ich nicht mehr so viel. Das ist too much. Jetzt diese Artisti am 8. Dezember ist der Giornata dell'Arte. Kannst dir vorstellen, da muss ich dann am 8. zum 8. nach Italien fahren, weil da kann ich nicht weg. Und dann zum Ordine schon wieder. Und also jetzt mache ich
Hm.
noch Berlin, bereite ich noch vor. Und hier ist egal, wir machen alle viel.
Ja, wir machen gerade nicht viel Vorbereitung. Der Markus hatte schon gesagt, boah, so eng mit dem Bau gerade. Ich weiß gar nicht, ob er mit kann. Jetzt haben wir alles Mögliche abgesagt. Die Woche sind jede freie Minute auf dem Bau. Und
Wow.
ich habe dann gesagt, mein Gott, wir sind dabei. Wir gucken, was geht noch vorher. Aber wichtig ist, dass wir dabei sind. Mhm.
Also
Und dann
ganz
können wir
wichtig,
machen.
es ist schon blöd, dass einer fehlt. Also, und es ist wirklich wichtig, dass ihr dabei seid.
Ja, genau. Und das wird schon klappen. Toi, toi, toi. Also ich auf jeden Fall, aber der Markus auch. Ich sage das, ja, ich gucke jetzt
Ja,
auch noch, die nächsten 2 Tage bin ich auch noch auf dem Bau. Mhm. Ja,
der Marius muss auch den Avatar of Synthesis irgendwie aufnehmen. Der gibt dann ein bisschen Feuer. Der
ja,
pusht nach vorne.
ja.
Inshallah.
Inshallah verbinden wir uns. Und ja,
Inshallah.
Gott. Jetzt sind wir doch so früh und ich kann gar nicht so viel machen, weil ich es ja noch nicht sehe, gell, wie es ist. Aber ich bin so froh, dass schon mal jemand da ist und du schon Co-Host bist.
Genau,
Genau.
dann kann ich ja zur Not auch noch, also während ich spreche, kann ich niemand reinlassen. Aber ich habe zum Beispiel, irgendwann war ich auch Co-Host und dann habe ich manchmal zwischendurch, wenn da wieder, oft kommen die auch zu spät, habe ich dann einfach wieder eintreten gemacht, also
Ja.
wenn man das machen kann.
Doch,
Aber im
also ich
Augenblick,
kümmere mich drum, aber wenn du das auch mal machst, schadet es nicht.
solange ich
Aber du
lese,
musst
werde
nicht,
ich es nicht
du musst
sehen.
nicht. Ich sehe das, ich bin die ganze Zeit wach und also ich lasse die alle rein dann. Ja, ja.
Ich
Ja,
habe das Gefühl, das ist so eine lange Einleitung. So eine lange Einleitung hatten wir noch nie. Die Ute hat da so viel reingeschrieben.
Andererseits haben wir keine Council Chamber Meditation mehr. Wir hatten immer eine Council Chamber Meditation, dann das Intro und dann wieder die Meditation. Und jetzt ist ja praktisch gleich das Intro, oder? Und dann die Meditation am Stück.
Genau.
Genau,
Also so habe ich es
deswegen darf es auch
verstanden.
länger sein. Deswegen darf es ruhig länger
Sie hat
sein.
gesagt, ich muss anfangen. Also werde ich dann anfangen. Morgen sehen wir
Du,
uns ja
du
schon
wirst
wieder.
schon auch
Morgen
mal
ist,
noch auf einem ersten Strahl sitzen irgendwann. Inshallah.
ich weiß nicht. Ich weiß nicht. Also dann werde ich wahrscheinlich ganz unangenehm werden.
Ah, hm.
Ja, mir ist was Tolles passiert. Ich war am Strand spazieren mit dem Ruf. Da haben wir so Muscheln gesammelt. Und dann kam uns ein Mann entgegen, der hat auch so Muscheln gesammelt. Der sah ganz nett aus. Der hatte so einen Hut auf und hatte so einen gezwirbelten Bart. Dann spricht er mich so direkt an und sagt, haben Sie schon Ihren magischen Stein gefunden? Und ich sage, nein, ich sammle Muscheln. Ja, aber wenn Sie einen magischen Stein finden und dann, wenn Sie sagen, 5 Sachen, die Ihnen ein Stein, dann kann ich Ihnen was über Sie sagen. Und dann ist der Stein magnetisiert. Da habe ich gedacht, super, da lasse ich mich drauf ein. Dann habe ich einen Stein gefunden, habe 5 Sachen dazu gesagt und dann hat er mir angefangen zu erzählen über mich. Und das war
Ist
super
das
lustig, also
Wahnsinn.
super interessant. Es war
Aha.
irgendwie nett. Ich habe mich nicht mit allem komplett identifizieren können, aber jetzt apropos, wenn du sagst, irgendwann auf der Eins, ich hatte auch eine Pfeilspitze gesehen in dem Stein. Und dann hat er gesagt, ja, Sie sind jemand, die hat die Fähigkeit, die Dinge anzusprechen und, jetzt geht es dann schon los. Aber
Nee,
wenn wir die,
nee, lass ja niemand rein. Erst wenn wir um
genau,
8 lasse ich die Leute
ja,
rein.
also die Dinge anzusprechen und auszusprechen, egal ob sie damit jemand verletzen oder nicht, das sehe ich mich ja nun erstmal nicht so. Aber denken tue ich schon manchmal solche Sachen. Und
Mhm.
da habe ich
Ja.
gedacht, schau, schau. Und am Ende habe ich dann gesagt, ja, danke. Und dann habe ich ihm eine Muschel geschenkt, weil er hat mir ja auch sehr viel geschenkt. Und dann habe ich gesagt, das ist ja wirklich magisch. Er sagt, ja, ich bin ein Zauberer. Dann habe ich gesagt, ja, da habe ich aber Glück, dass ich heute einen Zauberer getroffen habe. Da habe ich gedacht, toll ist das denn irgendwie, oder?
Das ist sehr besonders
Das war,
toll.
das war so irre. Das war der einzige Mensch da auf dem ganzen Strand, sonst war niemand da.
Aha. Ein, ein Ding. Ja, ja,
Die Zeichen der neuen Zeit. Ich
absolut.
habe jetzt auch noch
Und die
Halsweh.
Frauen müssen führen im neuen Zeitalter. Die
Ja,
Frau, das
genau.
Weibliche muss führen. Und du hast so viel weibliche Energie. Und das ist schön, wenn du auch, also das ist auch eine Verantwortung, finde ich, zu führen
Ich,
auch.
das,
Mhm.
ich habe halt immer gemerkt, wenn ich führen muss, dann werde ich rigide, weil ich das eigentlich nicht kann oder nicht mag. Das wäre jetzt so die Aufgabe, das dann dabei charmant zu bleiben und trotzdem zu führen.
Ja. Sophie, dass die Uta nicht so spät reinkommt, dass ich die dann auch noch zum Co-Host machen kann. Der Sascha kommt ja nicht, der schläft gerade wahrscheinlich, gell?
Bitte, wer schläft?
Der Sascha wird gerade schlafen, der
Wow.
Alexander.
Hat der 12 Stunden Unterschied?
Ja, ich glaube, bei dem ist jetzt 4 vielleicht oder so, vielleicht 3 oder 4.
Oh
Ne?
je,
Ja.
mene.
Mhm.
Naja. Aber der kommt auch, oder?
Nee, ich glaube nicht.
Ah,
Ich weiß es aber nicht, vielleicht kommt er dazu, aber ich weiß es nicht. Also wenn es jetzt heute funktioniert, dann kann ich mal noch mal aushelfen, aber sonst mache ich es nicht mehr.
sehr gut. Sehr gut.
Mhm.
Na du, ich beneide dich ja nicht, aber das kann ich dir so gut nachfühlen. Man ist ja schon vorher immer so nervös.
Ja, also gestern, das war einfach, weißt du, ich war ruhig eigentlich, gut vorbereitet, wusste, was ich mache der Reihe nach und dann kommen die nicht. Und also Wahnsinn. Dann waren auch viel weniger Leute und ich habe auch Nachricht gekriegt von Freunden von mir, die immer dabei sind, die gesagt haben, gibt es denn keinen Link?
Ja,
Weißt du?
Wahnsinn.
Die haben halt vergessen, oder hätten sie es mir sagen müssen und zeigen müssen, wie ich das schicke, weißt du?
Aber bei mir war der Link.
Ja, du hattest vielleicht noch den davor oder hattest halt den konstanten, aber diese Stunde vorher, also manche hatten auf jeden Fall keinen.
Mhm.
Ist die Margot da? Es kann natürlich sein, dass die Margot die
Dann
Uta
müsste
ist.
die
aber
Uta,
Ich weiß es nicht.
müsste die Uta auch da sein. Das ist sicher die Uta, wenn da steht Margot.
Aha. Mal gucken, ob sie schreibt.
Du kannst ja die Uta, die Margot mal eintreten. Das ist aber, man kann sie nicht mehr rausschmeißen, gell?
Ja. Oh,
Und das ist
gestern.
eh schon in 9 Minuten. Oh, ich gehe noch mal aufs Klo, Annette.
Ja, okay.
Bis gleich. Höre ich dich?
Ja.
Annette, wir linken in mit Margos Namen. Also wir sind jetzt, wir warten for the post to let us in.
Annette, kannst du mich hören?
Oh, ja, sehr schön höre ich dich. Sehr
Oh,
schön.
ich gucke in die falsche Richtung. Ich weiß nicht, wie ich das hier mache, aber ist egal.
Ah, es passt, passt. Du bist wunderschön. Siehst echt gut aus. Ah, wie schön. Hallo. Ah, es ist ein schöner
Also,
Raum.
fühlst du dich hier?
Aha.
Bist du okay? Hast du alles?
Ich bin okay. Ich hoffe, ich kriege das hin mit. Der Sascha hat mir nicht gesagt, wie das geht, Leute freizuschalten im Sharing, aber ich werde es schon hinkriegen. Also, ja, ich bin jetzt wieder beruhigter. Von
Ja.
gestern war es einfach so schwierig für mich, weil niemand da ist. Es war so. Aber jetzt, wenn ich es heute hinkriege, dann helfe ich auch mal wieder aus. Aber sonst nicht.
Ja, sehr schön, sehr tapfer. Bin
Also ich
stolz
finde
auf
mich
dich.
auch echt tapfer. Unglaublich. Also,
Bin ich ehrlich gesagt auch.
Hallo. Hallo
Hallo.
Sabine.
Hallo, Uta.
Ah, guck mal hier. Ich zeige euch noch mal, was hier. Ah, wie sieht man das hier so? Sieht man
Oh,
das?
wow.
eine schöne Runde bei euch. Ach, es ist
Ja.
so
Ich weiß
schön.
nicht, ob ich das alles so zeigen kann. Ja.
Hallo, hallo.
Hello.
Hi.
Annette. Hi, Annette.
Hi.
Hello to
Hi,
Canada.
Marco. So good to see you all.
From Germany.
Mhm.
She's the one that I told you
Oh,
about.
she's in the
my pendant.
Right. Did
Yes.
you change the name? Did you rename it?
No, I don't
Would you
know. I
like me
don't know
to?
anything.
Uta,
Yes.
geh auf die 3 Punkte und da kannst du deinen Namen ändern.
Yeah. Yeah, Daisha knows how to do that. So she will.
I will try.
Ah, guck mal.
Because we're at
Earthquake in Afghanistan.
That's what it says here. That's very interesting.
Perhaps I can do it. Perhaps I can do it. Let's see. Umbenennen. I can do it. I can do it. Uta.
Okay.
Let's see if it shows then.
I think it will be Gabay mit BBAY, gell?
BBAY. Maybe you can say Uta and Sequel Group.
Jetzt Uta, Uta and, wie wird das
And
geschrieben?
ampersand.
Sequel, SAQL
QL.
Group.
Sasha.
Good morning.
Good
Oh,
morning, sir.
Yes.
Oh, I'm so happy that you are here, Sasha. So you
Sasha, so moving this morning. So moving in Japan.
Where is Sasha? Say something, Sasha.
Something.
Here you are.
You came through perfectly this morning. Wonderfully. Thank you so much. And I apologize for
messing up the time.
Yes.
What time is it, Sasha? Time it is.
It's now 3:56 a.m.
Wow. Wow. So good. Nevertheless, that you are here.
Yeah.
So, Sasha, will you let the people in the sharing? I unmute them, or will you do this in the
I
sharing?
can do that.
Oh,
I can.
I'm grateful for this. Okay, so I let the people in, okay, and you do the rest.
Mhm.
Okay, fine.
And this the slides. Will you show the slides, or do you want me to show slides?
I can show, but when you have them and you are here, it's perfect because you know very.
If you're ready, please do, because I need to shift from
I
them now.
do it. I do it. Yes, of course, I do it. So I can start now with sharing the screen, okay?
So we stop the videos. Yeah.
So is it okay like this?
Yes.
Yes, it's
Okay.
okay. And we start right at 8 o'clock, okay? Or
Now I don't see the people. Are they all? Ah, okay. Okay, everything okay. Mhm.
Mhm.
We can turn this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So perhaps you can mute yourself, Uta.
Mute.
So now I let the people in and just count to 15.
welcome, dear friends around the world. Welcome to our meeting tonight, today, in the aura of the full moon. At this moment, our Nations Lab team is currently spread out over 3 continents, while the Klangschale Group, is Annette and me, is stationed in Europe, in Germany and Italy. Uta from the Klangschale and Hechal Group is presently in Canada with the Hechal Group. And Alexander and the whole 2025 initiative team at this moment is assembled in Japan together with the esoteric Tokyo group. Yeah, we can increasingly feel our beautifully expanding field, our interweaving of the different working groups. Let's take a moment to honor our cooperation and to sense our connections and weavings here in the Nations Lab, our intergroup hub. Maybe have a glance at the list of participants. Perhaps from now on, we can add to our profile the nation we represent or where we presently are stationed. Our council chamber becomes even more of a specific space with its specific note and function. Our purpose is the awakening to the souls of our nations and to contribute to the vision and process of uniting nations. This work has taken a next step since we have opened ourselves to the energy of synthesis, being conveyed by the avatar of synthesis through the Christ. It seems that at the moment we open ourselves to this energy, things start to happen and many questions arise. Obviously, a new level of synthesis is called for in ourselves and in our groups. One such new level of working relates to the fact that we, as an intergroup, as part of the new group of World Service, act in two capacities. How do we actually do this? Acting as the ajna center of the planet and acting as the heart of humanity. Let's take a moment to sense these two modes of service blending into one. During the following meditation, we will practice it. So for this webinar, we have chosen the title Meditative Action, employing the energy of synthesis to sense the soul of our nation. In order to cooperate with the avatar of synthesis, who conveys the principle of directed purpose, we are called into a conscious act, into developing the capacity to direct energy towards a specific end, to take action in alignment with that part of the divine plan which we have taken responsibility for, to become causal as souls, to become causal as souls. In the Nations Lab, we are delegates of our nations. As such, our directive comes from the soul of our nation. So the first step is to become sensitive to our nation's soul node. And in fact, some of us already are developing this sensitivity for already some time. When our group field, our council chamber, becomes a receptacle, a portal, and a channel for the energy of synthesis, we can write it, so to speak, for our own national work. It may enhance our sensitivity to the note and purpose of the soul of our own nation. This is actually the employment of the energy of synthesis for a specific end, to develop sensitivity to the soul of our nation, to awaken to the soul of our nation, practicing this together in the council chamber may help us to develop this sensitivity as a specialized skill. The next step then will be to learn to direct this purpose energy. Today in the meditation, let us experiment with it, doing a first little step of directing. We will do it by streaming our own felt sense of the energy of our nation's soul with our national co-workers. They are the other soul-receptive workers in our nation, whether known to us or not. Telepathically, etherically transmitting it to them, sharing it with them as a boost, so to say, for opening or widening the channel to the soul of our nation. As we see the energy flow from the avatar of synthesis through the Christ, through the council chamber, to our national groups, perhaps visualizing them on their pinnacles as they invoke, focus, and direct the nation's soul energy into the national persona. As we do so, we may contribute to forging a pathway for the saving force. Each national group forges a pathway for this energy. So, little by little, we'll anchor soul energy into the etheric body of our planet. So please recognize how this meditation outline is a work in progress. Is to build a channel for synthesis energy. And we will refine it together as we go, based on all of our impressions, which we will share after the meditation. Over to you, Uta, and please lead us through the meditation.
Hey, thank you, Sabine. Thank you, everyone. Hello, everyone out there over the internet and here in Canada, the sequel people with us here in this room. Yeah, so let us prepare for meditation. We build on the alignment that is already happening, standing in soul presence. Linking with the earth wherever we are. Being well grounded. And coming now together in the council chamber of elders in training. Our etheric group laboratory. Our relay station, the soul light. Let us take a moment to settle in. Taking our places in geometric order. And becoming aware of each other, of the many different dedicated groups around the planet. As delegates of our nations. And as elders in training for world service. Let us align in the group heart around the flame of the will to love. And aligning our minds in the group mind, in the telepathic, unified space of the council chamber. And as souls, we stand in shared group intent, awakening to the souls of our nations and assisting in the vision and process of uniting nations. The vision and the process of uniting nations. We are in telepathic resonance with the soul-receptive servers in all nations. And together we make up the Ajna center of the planet. We stand as one world group in service to humanity. As part of the Ajna center of the planet, grounded in soul light, we now enter into vibrational resonance with the heart center of the planet. Hierarchy. And with the head center of the planet, Shambhala. We are a channel for the will of God. We are a channel for the peace of God. We are a channel for the love of God to all mankind. With pure intent, we serve the whole. O thou, river of miracles within us, pour thy waters of compassion upon the dead body of humanity. Bring forth thy resurrection and thy life to all mankind. Flow forth thy healing power and make man whole. From within the council chamber, acting now as part of the heart of humanity, we establish resonance with the heart of the spiritual hierarchy, the Christ. Together with the elders in the ashram, let us listen to the sound of the Christ. As we are told, he will again come as the world's savior. And owing to the stupendous nature of the work ahead, he will be fortified and buttressed by the silent avatar, who will keep his eye upon him, his hand beneath, and his heart in unison with his. Let us open to the note of the avatar of synthesis through the Christ. Let the note of synthesis be conceived in the central heart of the council chamber. And let us feel the synthesis vibration reverberate in our own heart and being. Let us hold it as a delegate for our nation. And as we hold this synthesis vibration in our heart, let us connect with our national colleagues, known and unknown, all those soul-receptive servers in our own nation, and sense them listening towards the soul of the nation. Let us listen with them. Sensing the quality, the light, the intended design that the soul holds for our nation. Taking a moment for this sensing. And connect now to the synthesis energy in our heart and share it with our national group colleagues, telepathically, etherically. Stream it forth to them and hold this directed stream for a minute as a meditative action. We stream from our hearts synthesis energy to this national group, visualizing it strengthening the group sensitivity to the soul of our nation. Like a boost. Visualizing this synthesis energy and the energy of the soul of the nation through the national group flowing into the outer expression of the nation, to the mental, emotional, and etheric physical level of the nation, letting it flow through. And seeing the stream continue, let our consciousness refocus in the council chamber now. As a group of delegates, as world citizens, as one group, one world group, we take one more moment to witness citizens everywhere awakening to the souls of their nations within this forcing process underway towards uniting nations. See the saving force flow freely between the three planetary centers, Shambhala, hierarchy, and humanity, in continual circulatory flow. In the here and now, and when we're ready, opening our eyes. Taking a moment to let things settle, coming back to ourselves before we start our sharing. Okay. So let us share our impressions, and especially focusing on the meditation outline itself, as this is a work in process. And please also feel free to say what doesn't work, so we can hone it together as we go. You can raise your hand on the in the Zoom platform, and Alexander will open the microphone for you. And also here, anyone wants to say something. Keep the microphone open here.
Yes, this is Deborah from Santa Fe, New Mexico in the US. And I want to appreciate so much how present we are in so many places today together in this frequency. And I appreciate the adventure that we're taking as we stand on the threshold of the era of synthesis to reach out to and call forward and become accustomed to this new Aquarian energy, which is so dynamic and so difficult to put into words. But I honor the journey and welcome the camaraderie.
Thanks, Deborah. Well said.
Rosita shared the comment in the chat. I will read it for her. I see Britain as undergoing purification right now, and it is difficult and complex. But waiting to emerge behind the scenes is a pearl of knowledge and understanding for the brilliance which is yet to come.
Hello, everyone. This is Jonathan in Portugal. Yes, to follow Deborah's appreciation, this is already such a fine rendering and entry point for us in our groups and our nations to begin to sense in and register that which is really extra systemic. Even the idea of that is new. One senses with this energy of synthesis, there is, as it were, riding upon it, a very new state of consciousness and being. It's almost asking of us, and is also asking of humanity, to release and let go of so many concepts and thought forms and ideas about how things should be, even reference points. And I can imagine that as we move into the frequency of this new consciousness, lifting us beyond the planetary, the geocentric or the egocentric, into relationship that extends beyond the field of our planet, that we will consider our former state of consciousness as to be, falling below the horizon, as it were. It's, as Deborah said, it's not easy to put into words, but in coming into our humanity is this new state of consciousness, and I believe that is the gift of the energy of synthesis. I wanted to add a suggestion, perhaps, that as we sense into the soul of our nations, is it an idea to also recognize or observe the condition of our life and affairs, the condition the people, as we the people, as it were, are experiencing? I felt in the meditation the unheard appeal or voice of the people, wanting or needing to be recognized. In essence, we are the people of our nations. And in the sort of psychosynthetic sense, to lift that up along the invocation, the higher invocation, so that there can be an appropriate response. That was just one thought. And is it also an idea at the end for us to sound the Om together? That sort of came to me, and would anchor the work that we've done together. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Jonathan, for the suggestions. I also felt that something was missing in the end. Okay. It's a fine line to draw this line all through the vertical line without putting too many details. Maybe it was, this is what I would like as a feedback. How difficult was it? How complex was it? Can it be held? Is it too much detail for this moment? Or, I would like that we could talk really about our impressions of the meditation outline.
Genes, dear fellow fragments of the one soul. Maria Cristina, another you here in the Arizona, Sonora desert, USA, akin to Mexico, really. The citizens of the US are such a motley crew. Very diverse. We are the peoples of the world. As far as the meditation, I guess I will mention there, it just occurred to me, we stand at the heart of the new group of world servers. We, the esotericists, and the new group of world servers, as we know, is galvanized, is the word, by the avatar of synthesis. The quote you shared, and I hope you repeat it, with the avatar of synthesis upholding, standing beneath, around, upholding the Christ, reminded me of Dr. Ida Urso. Dr. Ida Urso was a very vibrant person, and maybe with this All Souls Day, she comes strongly to mind because she worked very strongly her whole life at the United Nations, founding the Aquarian community, Aquarian Age Community, an NGO, and working very powerfully there. And this seems in some ways she would be happy, and I just wanted to acknowledge that lineage that perhaps contributes to our work today.
Mm.
And yes, thank you, Jonathan. People need to be recognized. The words standing in massed intent come to mind. May we stand in massed intent. And indeed, sound and distribute the great invocation. I found many are very hungry for it these days everywhere one goes. You can hand them a card or you can share it, and people really take it to heart. At least the citizens here, and indeed many of the homeless, by the way. It is being distributed here among the homeless people. Thank you.
Wow, what a picture.
Yes, may we stand with massed intent.
Yeah. Wow. Yes. And thank you, Maria Cristina, for bringing in Ida Urso, to honor this lineage and what has been put in place for us to build on further.
Yes.
I'd like to follow Maria Cristina on like a stand with massed intent. Thinking about the outline of the meditation, that's element I feel is an important part of the work. As Sabine mentioned at the beginning, our group now is together with Esoteric Tokyo in Japan. And 2 days ago, we visited Fuji Sanctuary of Yaku Shinkokai group, or rather community. It's a very amazing community that was started following the end of the last war. And many of you, or maybe even all of you, know about this group through their outer exoteric work, May Peace Prevail on Earth. It's the group that's originated this impulse and carries on in so many countries around the world, and probably even you have a peace pole in your front yard. At least you've seen many of those. And it's an interesting idea behind which I didn't know till this time. That's the actual intention, that's the symbol of the peace pole is actually its anchoring intention, anchoring it on earth with the statement, may peace prevail on earth. And actual intention behind this anchoring of this intention, of this invocation, is that each of us can and should become a peace pole ourselves, anchoring the intention through own being and through own life, and radiating. So maybe this element of anchoring and radiating the intention of uniting nations could be incorporated in our work as we meditate, tuning in with this note of Christ and of the avatar synthesis. We could think how we could receive it in our council chamber and enter it through all of us, through each of us, and through our groups, becoming that principle, embodying the principle of synthesis, and then radiating it through our life and through our service.
Yeah, meditative action. Wow, thank you, Alexander. Here we have Gabriele.
Hello, it's Gabriele in Canada. I assume that you are aware of the organization of the peace poles around the world that actually have GPS, what do you call them?
Sensors?
No, like markers on their map where these peace poles are all around the world. And I'm wondering whether it wouldn't be a bad idea for each group to become aware of this map of where all these peace poles already are physically planted in the earth, and maybe even reach out to these groups and connect with them to let them know about the work we do and whether there is a way to collaborate in some meaningful way. And interesting, I will be heading to Rwanda in February, and we will be planting a peace pole in Rwanda that will be on that map after we've completed it.
I remember once during Daisha here in Canada, part of the Hechal Group, during a meditation for the Middle East, you used the analogy of the peace poles being acupressure points.
Yeah.
Right within the city of Jerusalem, but that sparks the idea from Gabrielle, if these poles are everywhere, they are also acupressure points that just like a good acupuncturist can turn the little needles a bit to energize the goodness that's supposed to happen, I can see that happening around the world.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Powerful meditative action. If we can have what I understand from you, Alexander, is it's like with the silent minute. It is something very simple that can be brought through, that can be held. And if we all put our energy behind that, it's a really synthetic, essentialized, meditative action. Acupressure point, yeah. Now here in Canada, walking around here, I saw several totems. I'm not so familiar with this this culture, but the totems are also acupressure points. So.
Histories of the people that created them.
Mm-hmm. Very strong. He is sitting in Margot's house, knowing where this a big totem stands. I'm very aware in the house that this totem is there.
It's very interesting to visualize these points of acupressure in all our countries as, if you will, centers of synthesis. You know, acupressure points within the spheres of our influence within our nations, where the energy of synthesis can be received and anchored, so to say, and distributed. And perhaps to visualize not only the 5 planetary centers, but such centers within all our nations developing. That would be anchoring the energy, wouldn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Bringing it down into the physical now, employing the 7th ray, bringing it right down into the physical. And that connects us also to our own history in each country, yes, and to the wisdom that lives in the land.
I would like to add an impression to this wonderful unfolding, that in the Aquarian age, each unit of humanity is like the center of a cell that is capable of lighting up. And so each of us is not just an acupressure, but an acupuncture. What I mean is we are puncturing the outer skin of Maya, glamour, and illusion, and opening the energy channels to rend the veils, if you will. And our synthetic unity also creates a gigantic acupuncture needle where it brings the energy. This is about raising the planetary kundalini, which is humanity's function in the Aquarian age to return the Kundalini from really the core of the earth, clear up to the Ouroboros in Shambhala and in the sun. So we are moving acupuncture needles as units and as a group vastly energetic and effective.
In our Klangschale work, German soul group, we are working with magnets, with little stones that we take to different places in Germany, and now we did one. We plant them, and then in meditation we keep them in mind. In our meditation we magnetize them, we pulse them, so they can, do their radiatory work, little radioactive points in the etheric body of Germany. Yeah. Yes.
Hello, this is Karen. I'm part of the Sequel community in Victoria here with Bhuta. I've never been to one of these events before, but I'm wondering if each country is calling to the soul quality. And I've forgotten what our soul ray is. It's two. Okay, I knew we had a two somewhere, but I wasn't aware. So somehow it seems to me that calling in that ray quality as we speak to our soul energy, and I would love to know the rays of everyone, ray souls of every country that's represented. It would be powerful to see the influence in this work.
Yeah, we are happy that DK gave us the rays and the astrology of many countries, not all. Yeah, fascinating.
This is Anne from Canada as well, and this magical moment just happened after we were talking about the acupressure points and the acupuncture points of the peace poles. I was thinking, if each peace pole in each country, or even each parts of each country, were identified by a soul ray, how we might be able to discern the energetic fields that we're trying to radiate or connect with, and see how instrumental we are in bringing forward our functions in a more physical sense as much as a more radiatory sense, and opening up that portal of the sun and allowing for that energy to come in and then begin. I think I used to visualize triangles around the world, and I would bring it to the center point in all directions. So I'm wondering how that would even work once we started activating in the quadrants, in the triangles, in the star formations, what that would look like. It might bring us to a sense of the capacity that we hold to bring powerfully down what is needed. I think for me, that is the avatar of synthesis. That is the sensing, the feeling, the getting to know ourselves as the avatar of synthesis. Thank you.
Getting a sense of the etheric body of the planet by visualizing all these points in it.
Much like the visualization that we have in front of us today, but that would be activating that, but we could actually not only sense it, but see it.
It may be, this is Martha from Sequel as well. It may be helpful for us to begin to do research through the World Peace Prayer Society, which is the organization that began this great project with regard to the peace poles. It's a lovely thing to be thinking about this notion of the avatar functioning through the Christ as we become then enabled to receive an energy far beyond what we could possibly stand were we not in a large group. And then to recognize the impulse, as was earlier said, through the new group of world servers, which is a tangible, palpitating group. And watching the energy seek to ground itself in that which has begun in seminal form. We find ourselves seeking to unify with that which has already taken place. And using Mary Christina's word, galvanizing that which has happened into a more radiatory, interpenetrating energy.
Okay. May I suggest that we start using the function raising our hands, because I see there are several people unmuting themselves ready to share, so that we could allow more sharing the circle.
Yes, please. I don't see them from here.
Yeah, so you can find the function raising hand. It's in a react button on your screen and the control panel of your screen. So please use that.
Yeah.
And while I'm unmuted, I want to add one more thing about peace pole. Peace pole is just a symbol of us becoming peace poles, each of us, anchoring the intention. That's what Maria Cristina said. Expressed intention, focused intention. And so that is what is important for the energy of synthesis, as I understand, is that each of us become anchoring point for that principle of synthesis. And then each of us will become that acupuncture point. And when I say each of us, is not just individually, but of course as each of our groups.
I think he said I don't think he heard you say what you call
I'd like to offer what a question that just came into my mind is, what is a next step? We see the world as it is in such disarray, and this is pioneering work. The question I have is really what can we say about the energy? Obviously, very little, but it might be helpful to consider that it is the energy of synthesis because it has already synthesized that which was differentiated or separated in a former condition. So what do we see in the world? We see a great deal of separation and oppositional forces. That is the nature of the astral body. So as we sense into this energy and seek to anchor it, it can be perhaps helpful to extend awareness to the condition, to observe the condition in our nations. What are those opposing forces essentially? Ultimately, we know it's between the dweller and the angel of the presence, the soul nature. So the energy of synthesis brings peace because the heart center is the center where those polar forces become resolved, and peace abides in that center. So, I offer this as perhaps something of a next step for us to reach into. And I was thinking maybe, we were participating in snapshots of our nations, the psychosynthetic snapshots of our nations, might be helpful to, and I'm sure we already are, realizing that an effect of this energy will be to bring about peace via the resolution of opposing forces and our tendency to identify one or with the other side of those polarization. So I hope that might be useful as a potential thought.
Mm-hmm. Mm. It requires us to move beyond our own best thought interpretation of world events or world situation, and make the effort to include those standpoints of our co-workers that seem outrageous, and just see that, okay, they are also there. And so the effort goes beyond formulating my own viewpoint into being able to recognize, to discern, and then to include all these different viewpoints.
Yes, that is synthetic meditation in action, isn't it, Uta?
Mm. That's then for the specific groups, the national groups, to go into about their own nation. Because this is already specific, to name the opposites, the opposing forces that are in each nation specifically. But I think in the Nations Lab, the step that we are taking now, opening ourselves to the avatar of synthesis energy, to the synthesis energy, to be a receptacle for this energy and make it available, stream it through into our national groups. That's maybe what is now what we can do as this intergroup hub. And then the national groups can take it from there and work it more down into the details, into the transmuting process that needs to happen everywhere.
I would like to share too the importance of this dialogue from different nations, and in the experience we've shared here, working with the energy of synthesis, where, you know, it in which the highest and the lowest meet in a very dynamic alchemization process. So when we say, look at the conditions, one could also say, where are the national traumas? Really, the trauma is the driver of fear and separation, and that which cries out for healing. So when the highest and the lowest meet, it's in the highest, of course, and and drilling into, as is done in psychosynthesis, you know, both the angel and the shadow, to alchemize it into a one, not one prevailing over the other, but becoming completely one manifestation, because all the opposites have been resolved, all the traumas have been healed, because in trauma, a piece of our soul is trapped in a prison, and when it's released, it can return to source, which is already innocent and pure.
Mhm.
This is Margot from Society of the Enhancement of Quality of Life, or sequel, in Canada. And in the Soul of Canada group, we realized right away that before we could contact the Soul of Canada, we needed to come to a point of reconciliation with the Indigenous peoples, the First Nations here. And that work began a few years ago. And in the meditation today, I saw the Canadian flag, which is it's a white background with a red border on the left and the right, and a red maple leaf. And I saw designs in the red of Indigenous art, which is an indication that this work, this healing work, this synthetic work is underway. We are in solution.
Phoenix will rise from the ashes.
Could I offer a suggestion in the work of the soul of the United States? Because what came to mind is that the United States has the largest numbers of incarcerated persons in the world. And to begin there and to think about the angel of freedom, and to think about the conflict that seems to be going on, that is about soul, but certainly expressive on the physical level. What occurred to me, the visual that came to mind was the American flag, and the stars began to move. The flag was blowing in the wind, and those who know folk music know the song, "The Answer, My Friend, is Blowing in the Wind." The stars shifted away from their formal arrangement and moved into this recognition of space being created through working with the polarities that need to be absorbed into one. And so often, the darkest shadow of one country is a clue to where the soul needs to awaken. So I thank you for this conversation in working with opposites to absorb them and unify them as we become synthesizers in our own Christic radiation.
I think that's the essence of manifesting synthesis. Thank you, Martha. Because we, as humans, our basic vibration is the energy of conflict, of the fourth ray, and the task of us is to bring conflict into harmony. And that is synthesis. When we synthesize those opposites and we shift into the higher level, and that's what is peace. It's just, we say peace so many times, but we're not really connecting with meaning of peace. And what you just shared, Martha, it's exactly that. Thank you. And when I probably should correct it, not the opposites, but the conflict of that higher and the lower. They do not meet in the center. They through synthesis, they bring us to the next level. And that's where the harmony comes.
Higher point of synthesis, Assagioli called it. Gabriele?
Gabriele again. One thing maybe I'm oversimplifying. Our substance is a subray of the second ray of love. And in aligning with the love that is our real home, a lot of these problems of alignment, for me personally, fall away. Aligning with love, with just the healing power of the Christ that brings together all that which is separate. And as I said, maybe I'm oversimplifying things, but for me is and working with groups of younger people, not younger in age, but younger, especially in Rwanda, post-genocide, people with, very difficult backgrounds. Working with love simplifies the system of alignment and is something that even those that aren't trained in meditation or alignment is something they can easily follow. And I haven't heard the word love much in this discussion today. So, love to me is that which heals, which has been torn asunder, in a fairly simple way, I think. Thank you.
Yeah, I want to comment on this. I think we need simplification because we cannot hold all this complexity, all the stuff that comes up now at the end of this age. Everything that has not been resolved is in our face. So we really need the simplification. And for me, what helps me in this, also in doing the Middle East vigil, working with the complexity of this this area, to think the Tibetan has this, he speaks about the law of ancient evil sharing, having to be transformed this has to give place to the law of ancient dominating good.
Yes.
So there is this law of ancient evil sharing. When we think that, okay, we all share this evil from way past, so it doesn't matter who is guilty today. So this whole thing of judging each other is just dropping away, and this makes already things so much more simple. And then this ancient dominating good, for me, it translates into being aware in any situation of what is the highest good of all. To not leave any Hamas out or any, bad factor, but factoring in everything and see what is the highest good for all. It's simple, actually, as a guideline. We can follow this. Any person, you don't have to be very...
accentuates family connections and obligations, including our spiritual family or ashram, and the obligations and
obligation of ashram? Can you repeat?
It was something playing on background at Maria Cristina, so I'm apologies.
Okay.
Synthesis. A little bit disruptive.
Yeah. Okay. So that much for the simplification. Yeah.
Judy, please.
Right. I'm gonna. So I have a real simplistic question. I know that the new group of world servers standing together can work with the energy of synthesis. So as part of the new group of world servers, I'm standing within my nation, but I am not sure where do I bring that energy into within my own system and where do I project it from? So, is it at the soul level? Is it within my heart? I'm not even sure, quite honestly, how to hold that energy and where to bring it forth from. So just as a basic for working with energy, I'm unclear about this.
I think, starting with the human heart, we have this sense of what is good for all. It's not so difficult to link in with this if we dare to open our heart really. And I think we do have this instinct, and we are trained enough to understand these basics. So if we just follow our human heart, is a good start. And then other things can come in. Yeah, we are coming to the end. Thank you very much for this very deep exploration and the sense of we are really forging together. We are really putting our best thought and our best intuition here together. It's quite amazing. Yeah, so we have a wrap-up meditation. So I already say thank you and goodbye until next month. Let us keep all this, the synthesis in our heart. Okay.
So hello, here's Annette from Germany. And yeah, also from me, a big thank you for this so rich and deep sharing today. Yeah, and before we'll end our meeting now, Let us recollect some meditative moments to let pass again and let anchor some essential points of our synthesis experience and experiment of today. And as Jonathan suggested, we will end with an Om. Yeah, so if you like, close your eyes and take some deep breaths. And let us meet once again in our beautiful building as elders in training in the council chamber. Each of us as soul delegates of our nations. Let us sense and honor our stable receiving intergroup field, connected in cooperation around the planet on our purpose of uniting nations. Together we let resound inside us and inside our council chamber the powerful stream of the avatar of synthesis. Entering and continuously pulsing through the heart of Christ. We offer our service to receive and to act as the Ajna center of the planet, as well as the heart of humanity. Let the synthesis vibration in our own heart stream to all soul-receptive world servers, telepathically, etherically. Om.